Hello everyone, welcome back to SAP Learning Studio. In this video, we are going to create a ABAP database table on cloud and understand the importance of ABAP dictionary objects. In this tutorial, you will learn how to create a database table on cloud environment, how to create a reusable domain, how to create a data element, and how to fill the table with test records. So without wasting any time, let's begin. So open our Eclipse IDE. So in ABAP, the tables are defined in ABAP dictionaries and not directly in the database. So once you activate the table, SAP automatically creates it in the underlying databases. And today we are going to create a table as employee master data. So let's begin. Log into your trial account. So once you log in, navigate to the package you created. Click on new, click on other ABAP repositories. Since you do not have any GUI transactions on cloud, this is how you create all the ABAP repository objects. So search for table, click on database table, click on next, and put in your table name. We are going to create an employee table. So this SLS is nothing but SAP Learning Studio. This is my initial I'm using. You can use your own. Let's type in the description, employee demo table, click on next, click on finish. So when you create a table, you will see some annotations right at the top. Ignore it for now. We'll come back later. So before adding any fields, it is important to understand how the fields are defined. There are three ways to define the fields in ABAP table. One is the built-in type. So this is the quickest option. You can directly specify the type and the length. For example, your field will have a type of character or numeric or type of date. This is less reusable but very fast. There are the existing data elements. So this is the most powerful option. So a data element contains all the technical information, the semantic meaning, the search help, etc. And you can also create your own new data element. So we'll also create that as well. So at line number 8, this key client. So this is the key field called client, and this is automatically added. In SAP GUI, you have this key field as mandate, MANDT, and this means the table is client dependent. Each client works like a separate system, and this is always your first field in your table, and it is also not null, meaning it is not empty, and this will be filled by SAP automatically. So now let's add our next field, that is the key field, as employee underscore number. And now let's create a data element for this using my initials again, and employee number, and this is also not null. So the key field is never blank. If you see here, there is an error and it says that this data element is not present. So there are two ways of creating this data element. You can click on the error icon and click on create data element. A pop-up window appears. You can create the data element from here, or else navigate to dictionaries, right click, click on new, and click on data element. So let's create a domain as well, and we will assign that domain to this particular data element. So I'll click on domain and I'll type in the domain name, and this is domain for employee ID. Click on next, click on finish. Here we can give the data type. So let's use numc, and let's give the text, let's give the length as well. So let's take the length as 4. Save your domain and activate. Now let's assign this domain to the data element. Again, there are two ways. You can right click, go to new and click on data element. A pop-up window will appear, or you can simply click on the error message and click on create data element. The same window appears. So this is employee number. Click on next, click on finish. So either you can use a domain or you can also use a predefined type. Since we have created our domain, let's assign our domain. It's emp underscore m. Let's give the text as employee ID. Let's fill in all the details. Okay, it says it's not activated. Let's activate it. You can also use this active all option. So this will activate all your inactive objects. Okay. So now let's add our next field as employee name. Here we will use the predefined data element. So we can just simply use ABAP dot, and we can define it as of type character and define the length. So ABAP is the keyword, and you can use a colon and use a control space, and you can have your own data type. So we have employee name. Now let's add the other fields as well. Now let's add city colon. So there are some predefined data elements which SAP has provided, which we can use. So you can use as /dmo/ and use control space. So you will have list of data elements provided by SAP, and you can simply hover over those and read the description. So since we are going to use city, let's assign the demo city data element, and let's save it and activate our table. So let's add few more table fields in our table. Let's add basic salary as well. And type as ABAP dot do control space, and we are going to use the currency. Let's give the length, and let's give the decimal points as well. Let's have 2 decimals. If you see here, you will have another error, and it will say create currency code. We need to add the reference field as well. So just click on it, it will automatically add the fields. Now let's add the last field as last changed. And this is a system field which is timestamp. Let's assign this data element. Now let's save our table and activate. Now let's see the content of your table. So there are two ways to see the content of your table. Navigate to dictionaries, go to your table, right click and click on open with data preview. If you see here, there is no data in your current table. So let's add data to your table. Before adding the data, let me explain the annotations which we have over here. So this is nothing but the annotations for your table which are having the technical settings. The key, the end user text label is nothing but your table name. The enhancement category is as not extensible. Since we are using character as well as numeric values, let's change it and let's make it as extensible to character and numeric value. Now let's save and activate again. So now your database table is created. To enter the values in this table, let's create a class. You need a class to add values to your table. Click on new ABAP class, insert employee data, click on next, click on finish. If you remember, in our previous session we had added an interface using the pop-up window. Now let's do it manually this time. Now let's add the interface in the public section. Interfaces if underscore oo underscore ADT class run, give a full stop. It will ask you to add an implementation, so add the implementation over here. Now let's create an internal table to store your records by using data t underscore. And let's give your table name over here. So we have created an internal table of L type LT employee of the table which we have created. Now let's do this. Create a timestamp field and using the new syntax, let's store the date value or the timestamp value. Now to insert the data in your table, we need to append some values. So let's do it. Data we need not fill this client field. This will be auto filled by SAP itself. Let's fill our employee number equal to 1, employee name, the city, let's add the salary, and the last change date, that is nothing but the timestamp field. And this is the syntax which we have used to get the timestamp. Now let's check your code. There are no errors in your existing code. So let's delete your internal table before filling it to make sure there is no data in your table. Delete from your table name, and then insert the values in your table from your internal table. So this internal table will have this record. If you want, you can enter multiple records as well. And let's write as let's get the DB count, and also write, okay, we are using just the write statements. Records entered as success. Check your class, and if there are no errors, just activate it. So there are two ways to run this particular class. Either you can press F9, or you can run this code from here as ABAP console and hit on OK. So we have successfully entered our record. Now let's go to your table and go to open with data preview. Our data has been successfully entered. The number of record is being inserted. So that's it for this video. In this tutorial, you have learned how to create a table, how to create a domain, and how to create a data element. Also, you learned about handling the data, inserting the test data using the ABAP class. If this video helped you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to SAP Learning Studio. See you in next video. Thank you.